Huawei is back with a new tablet. This is the MatePad Pro 13.2, and as the name suggests, this is a 13.2 inch tablet, and it has this flexible OLED display that's nice and vibrant. It's bright. I love the level of contrast on there as well. It looks really cool. One of the things to talk about here, though, firstly, is the design of this tablet here. So the tablet looks fantastic. We look at this bezel-less, near bezel-less display, and it's symmetrical as well. Apart from that notch on the front, which houses that 16 megapixel selfie camera. The corner's a bit more squared off compared to the predecessor, which is a bit more rounded off, but not too noticeably. So it's still nice and comfortable to hold in hand in terms of the way that just digs into your palm. It's not too horrible. It just feels really good. And then we look around the device as well elsewhere, up top here, or side, bottom, whichever side this is. Left side when in landscape mode, you have your power button, you have the speaker grill there, and then on the other side, we have a USB-C port which supports fast charge as well. We're talking 88 watt supercharge, and for data transfer as well, and you also have your speaker grills there. On the bottom, there's nothing there, nice and slick. You can see there, it's a really, really thin profile, really thin tablet. And up top, we have a microphone up top there. So we have 4 microphones here and six speakers and a volume rocker there, which is nice to place up top. I love the way that's placed there, so it's easily reachable regardless of which side you're holding it, whether you're holding it portrait mode or you're holding it landscape mode. That's easily reachable, which is really good. And this is loud as well when it comes to the sound quality. Very immersive, very loud, very clear. I really love what they've done with the Huawei sound that's in here. Really good. The display is rocking something Huawei called True X display, and that just means that it's color accurate in terms of DCI and P3, all that rating. And when it comes to color accuracy, when you start to design things and draw on here, it just looks really good. When watching movies, it looks fantastic as well. The colors just pop really nicely. It's not oversaturated. It's just nicely balanced on there as well. You're looking at 1000 nits peak brightness when watching HDR content. So this is really, really rich when it comes to the level of detail that you get on here. This is not even on full brightness. So if I was to go here and drag this up, you can see the level of brightness there. Even brightens off my face in this video right now, but we're just gonna bring that back down to a normal state. So it's easy to see what we're actually doing in this video. When it comes to some stats, this is 94% screen to body ratio, which is really nice. We have 3.4 millimeters of those symmetrical borders. So there's barely anything there at all, which is really cool. And this weighs just 580 grams, so it's pretty light. So you can just pick it up, ready to go, chuck it in your bag. We have 5.5 millimeters of thickness. This is how thin this is. It's paper thin, look at that. It's just nice and slick. I love what they've done here. And then when we look on the back, we have the camera placement. We have a dual camera setup. We have a 13 megapixel and 8 megapixel ultra wide angle camera there. Nice to place with your LED flash. Huawei logo is nicely centered in the middle, nice and symmetrical with the rest of the device, which looks really good and balanced. And this is finished in a high fiberglass material, which makes it nice and strong and durable. And also has this grainy effect, which looks fantastic on there as well, which I quite like. It comes in 2 different colors. We have this golden black version here, which is basically black. And there's also a green version as well, which looks also nice, but I prefer this black version. Just looks nice and professional, nice and clean. It just looks really good. More on the display, we have that flexible OLED display, which I talked about already. And in terms of resolution, you're looking at 2880 by 1920, and it's 262 ppi. So it's giving you lots of rich color when it comes to the pixel density there in terms of graphics quality. And then we have Huawei True X display that I talk about, 1000 nits peak brightness when displaying HDR content. We have 360 hertz touch sampling rate and 144 hertz in terms of screen refresh rate there. So when it comes to scrolling the web and stuff like that, it's nice and fluid, nice and smooth. There's hardly any blur there at all when browsing the web. And when it comes to gaming as well, this will come in very handy when it comes to the touch response and the refresh rate as well. That refresh rate is actually way more than you get on the iPad Pro. So do what with that information? Do with that information what you will. When it comes to the performance, Huawei didn't actually disclose what processor they've got running in here. So I reckon it's going to be like a Kirin processor, one of the latest one, but you can easily find out if you browse the web or Google it. But they didn't actually disclose that officially. This is running with 12 gigabytes of RAM, and also you can opt for 256 gig of internal storage or 512 gigabytes of internal storage. This in front of us as 256 gigabytes of internal storage. When it comes to the battery life, we have 5000 milliamp hour battery in here, which will last you a whole long time. I think at the moment we have 26% battery, and it's still going to last maybe another day, depending on the kind of usage that you have. But if you want to charge it back up, you do get that 88 watt super fast charge, supercharge, which allows you to charge this up very quickly. When it comes to heat dissipation, you have a high stainless steel stamped vapor chamber system here, which means they've managed to cram that in there without adding extra sort of weight or anything like that. while still making sure that this is good when it comes to heat dissipation, when it's under pressure, when you're gaming or anything like that. So that's good news. More on the camera, like I said, you have a 13 megapixel main camera and an 8 megapixel ultra wide angle camera and a 16 megapixel front facing camera. You can shoot 4K at 30 frames per second on all the cameras, or if you want 60 frames, you'll have to drop down to 1080p. So that's there for you to take photos, whether it's selfie, whether it's videos you want to do. You've got plenty of options there to still be able to use this as a creative tool on the go. Speaking of creativity tool, if we come out of camera, we have accessories available as well for this. So first up, we have the new Huawei M pencil. This is the third generation pencil, and this has a 10,000 pressure level, so which is really good. It just means it feels like you're writing on paper, where you even get the sound effect as well as you're writing on there. It feels really good and interactive. You can double tap on the pen to select things, or you can even drag from the corner there for your quick selection, so you can annotate straight on the display itself. So wherever you're looking at, you can grab a screen and just start annotating and say, okay, that's the app that I want to use, that one there, that one there. So you can just annotate away, save it, and you're good to go. And when you're done with the pencil, just stick it right at the top there where there's a magnetic area, which keeps the pencil nice and still there, and also charges the pencil, so that way it doesn't move anywhere and it's charging it at the same time. So that's a really good addition to have. Another accessory you can get is a keyboard. So the keyboard here, and that comes in two parts. So we have the back plate, which basically attaches to the back like so. Like so that sticks to the back like that. So what you can do with this is, in this mode that is currently in with before I attach the keyboard, you can just raise that tab at the bottom area there. As you can see, we can raise that tab and then we can use that in different modes. So for example, as it is right now, I can just place it down on the surface and we can use that to watch a movie on a train or something like that, like so. Or if I really want to start doing some creative work, I can place it all the way flat down, grab my pencil, start making notes and drawing things and just get creative, and you get that space there to be able to do so, which is pretty cool. And then if you want to use it in laptop mode, there's a little magnet on the keyboard. But actually, before I do that, let's look at this keyboard itself. It has a nice level of travel on there. I think it's like 1.2 millimeters or something like that. Don't quote me. I'll leave the number on the screen to have a look at that. But the keyboard is really nice to type on. It feels really good. The trackpad is large as well, so you can easily navigate and do things. It's got gestures, so you can drag up top and come out of applications, look at multitasking and all that stuff. You got keyboard shortcuts on there. The problem with this though is it's not backlit. So when it comes to using this in low light situation, you might struggle a little bit there. So that's the only issue with that. But when you're ready to use it, you can just place it like so. It's a little magnet at the back. If I just raise this up, that magnet just sticks. And the problem with that though is it doesn't quite fill me with confidence in the level of magnetism there. So it doesn't quite, do you see what I mean? It doesn't quite stick properly. So you can then place that over the top and that's secure. And then it protects your tablet as well as become a keyboard for when you want to use this as a laptop. Obviously, it's not as stiff as what you'd get on the iPad Pro, for example, or the new generation iPad Pro. So when it comes to putting this on your lap, you might have a bit of a struggle there when it comes to using this on your lap. But when you place it on a surface like this, it's just easy to use. You can type away and voila, you're good to go. That's really good. Let's talk about the performance though. How does this actually perform in the real world? I think performance-wise, is no issues at all. It works really well. It's nice and fluid. You can even game on it. Been playing Call of Duty on here. It works really well. Netflix works as well. You can sideload some app on here and it's good to go. You can use the native note application to make notes. There's calendar, there's emails, there's all kind of stuff. But because I know that people are thinking, okay, well, this doesn't run Android, so what happens then? Because Google services aren't able to run on here. So some applications, let's say Google Docs here, as I tap that, as you can see, it just crashes because it doesn't have Google services enough to run an application like that. The problem with that is you don't have Google Play, which then means you won't be able to download some of the apps directly on here. You have to sideload them on here. And if they're not available on Huawei's market store or marketplace, app gallery, sorry. If they're not available in the app gallery, you can request it. So eventually it might come on there. Or you can go online and download an APK file and install that manually on here. When it comes to the safety of the APK files, I wouldn't worry too much because every time you download an APK file, this will actually scan that file to make sure there's no viruses and it's safe and it's from a safe source to be able to install directly on your tablet device. But other than that, I think that's the only drawback for me is the fact that it doesn't have Google services, which means you're lacking and you're missing in some area. This also doesn't come in a 5G variant, so you can't put a SIM card in here or an eSIM to be able to use this on the go. You're going to have a Wi-Fi connectivity to be able to use this on the go. One thing that's cool about the keyboard as well, it actually functions as an extender, a booster rather. So when it comes to Wi-Fi connectivity, it adds to the antenna. It has a built-in antenna which boosts the signal, so you get a really good Wi-Fi connection when it comes to the MatePad Pro. I think as far as technology goes, this is really good. The tablet's good in terms of the design. The screen display is really good. The battery is good. The performance is good. The drawback for me is literally that non-backlit keyboard, the lack of Google services, and take that all aside, this is a fantastic tablet to definitely consider if you're looking to get a new tablet. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you have any questions, drop them there as well. I'll do my best to answer those questions for you. But in the meantime, if this is your first time around here, please do subscribe, and I shall see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.